In the determined date, 14 March 2017, the coaction device, I Rather Laugh, has gathered and the trial is opened. The pseudo-legislator is present. The pseudo-academician is present. The pseudo-midwife is present. The pseudo-taxidermist is present. The pseudo-innovator is present. The participants are present. The audience is present. Now we can proceed with open court.
Few days ago, Turkish government expelled 40 Dutch cows from Turkey. This is a message with the symbolicism of number 40, which was highlighted. Number 40 has very different meanings in various cultures. Both Bible and Quran cites many events that happened and during a long 40 days or nights, either death ceremonies or celebrations, or our coaction device in 2013. In addition to this message, Turkish side have announced that if the Dutch side does not accept them, they will be sent again to Netherlands as meats after being slaughtered. What is a case? What is a violence? What is friendship? What is to live together? We asked Agamben. He knew better. Here and now, the coaction device I Rather Laugh, and these pseudo-workshops, and these accompanying texts, these performative lectures, these performances are some result of reading the text of Barth to the seminar. Coaction device acts as a concept. It's not based on one frame or only one general frame or to one workshop. Rather, coaction device is, quote, an ordering of its components by zones of neighborhood, unquote, of other workshops and concepts. Through coaction device, we plan to expand our ideas that we put forward via turning them into open calls, via inviting friends into workshops that we planned rhizomatically grows within each participant's own workshops around the problems they put forward.
Speak to us through the evidence.
I can't. O men of Athens, in the character of a juvenile orator, let no one expect this of me. I must beg of you to grant me one favor, which is this. If you hear me using the same words in my defense, which I have been using, and which most of you may have heard in the Agora and at the tables of money changers or anywhere else, I would ask you not to be surprised at this and not to interrupt me. For I am more than 70 years of age, and this is the first time I have ever appeared in a court of law, and I am a quite stranger to the ways of this place. Therefore, I would have you regard me as if I were really a stranger, whom you would excuse if he spoke in his native tongue, after the fashion of his country. That I think it's not an unfair request. Never mind the manner, which may or may not be good, but think only the justice of my cause, and give heed to that. Let the judge decide justly, and the speaker speak truly.
The witness call roll has been made. The witness Maria is present, and it's time for hearing her.
Name whom you have a challenge with. Name whom you have an obsession. Name whom you hate. Show us all those things that we are bombarded with.
These words coming out of my mouth are not mine. These sentences that are flowing so organically are not mine. My lips are wet and my tongue is rolling, words are flowing. Bits and pieces of knowledge weaved together, passing through the corridors of my mind, interlocked, erased, fragmented, coming together to reconstruct a new learning. Scholarly texts, interviews, poems and short stories, from the depths of my memory to the tip of my tongue. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. You may grow old and trembling in your anatomies. You may lie awake at night listening to the disorder of your veins. You may miss your only love. You may see the world about you devastated by evil lunatics, or know your honor trampled in the sewers of baser minds. There is only one thing for it then, to learn. Learn why the world wags and what wags it. That is the only thing which the mind can never exhaust, never alienate, never be tortured by, never fear or distrust, and never dream of regretting. Learning is the only thing for you. Look what a lot of things there are to learn. The more I read, the more I acquire, the more certain I am that I know nothing. We are all failures, at least the best of us are. The challenge of contemporary art language is to speak in such a way that I am giving something to everyone, and that's the intention I have and why I work the way I do. Hell is other people. Do you think I count the days? There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk. The so-called contemporary art is not a form, but a philosophy of society. My kingdom for a more embodied body. And here, I want to interject and say that Heidegger is an absolute occasionalist and has no theory of time, despite time being included in the title, Being and Time. When you are with my objects, you are with something I have, literally, been intimate with. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Having an experience is taking part in the world. Taking part in the world is really about sharing responsibility. The next step in sculpture is motion. Hold to the now, the here, through which all future plunges to the past. A concept is a brick. It can be used to build. We have to step forward while looking back to the history and looking over the society. I believe in the non-existence of the past, in the death of the future, and the infinite possibilities of the present. I believe in the derangement of the senses, in Rimbaud, William Burroughs, Huysman, Genet, Céline, Swift, Defoe, Carroll, Coleridge, Kafka. I believe in the designers of the pyramids, the Empire State Building, the Berlin Führerbunker, the Wake Island runways. I believe in the body odors of Princess D. I believe in the next 5 minutes. I believe in the history of my feet. I believe in migraines, the boredom of afternoons, the fear of calendars, the treachery of clocks. I believe in anxiety, psychosis, and despair. It's ridiculous what I do. I can't believe in it, but I have to. I tried to drown my sorrows, but the bastards learned how to swim, and now I am overwhelmed by this decent and good feeling. I like to remember things my own way, how I remembered them, not necessarily the way they happened. Ruins for me are the beginning. With the debris, you can construct new ideas. They are symbols of a beginning. Language is a skin. I rub my language against the other. It is as if I have words instead of fingers, or fingers at the tip of my words. My language trembles with desire. A man must dream a long time in order to act with grandeur, and dreaming is nursed in darkness. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. We only begin to live when we conceive life as tragedy. Silence is only frightening to people who are compulsively verbalizing. Now I am silent, hate up to my neck, thick, thick, I do not speak. Beauty, no doubt, does not make revolutions, but a day will come when revolutions will have need of beauty. The subconscious is ceaselessly murmuring, and it is by listening to these murmurs that one hears the truth. Here is a questionnaire for you. When did you last die? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What became of your childhood dreams? What set you apart from everyone else? What is missing from your life? Do you think everyone can be an artist? Where do you come from? Do you find your lot an enviable one? What have you given up? What do you do with your money? What household task gives you the most trouble? What are your favorite pleasures? What would you like to receive for your birthday? Cite 3 living artists whom you detest. What do you stick up for? What are you capable of refusing? What is the most fragile part of your body? What has love made you capable of doing? What do other people reproach you for? What does art do for you? Write your epitaph. In what way or form would you like to return? Wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, politics without principle.
This is a discourse which surrounds us all with a distinct set of words and various terminologies. This language, this way of speaking, almost became an institution itself, somehow a general, universal institution that we talk from. We hear, and is proposed to us to listen and to comprehend. This is the collection that proves the foundations for power knowledge of Foucault. These disciplines, and with their so-called boundaries, created their own phantasmic worlds of words in which one fails to find his or her way out, and if not accepted, to be tamed. This is the court that judges us, intimidates us. These are the laws that tames us, decides on us, frames us how we should function.
The witness call roll has been made. The witness Constance is present, and it's time for hearing her.
How do you function?
Brain's gray matter. Participating in a mindfulness meditation program appears to make measurable changes in brain regions associated with memory, sense of self, empathy, and stress. A team led by Harvard-affiliated researchers from the Amsterdam Bose University reported these results after an 8-week study. They documented that meditation produces changes over time in the brain's gray matter. The study was set up to search for a way to lower the personal stress of domesticated honeybees. We constructed a demographic model exploring individual honeybees' reaction to environmental and emotional stresses. First-person reaction to experience of stress is one of the main impacts on colony performance. Colonies can lose almost their entire adult bee population in a short amount of time due to individual reactions to stress, often resulting in a colony population collapse. This study explores how colony failures arises from the social responses of individual bees to stress. The study tested 2 hives of volunteering bees with no previous experience in meditation. One hive completed the 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction program developed at the university at the Amsterdam Bose. The other participants of the other hive were asked not to engage in any type of meditation during the study period. In addition to weekly meetings that included practice of mindfulness meditation, which focuses on non-judgmental awareness of sensations, feelings, and state of mind, the queen bee received audio recordings for guided meditation practice and was asked to keep track of how much the hive practiced each day. After a test period of 8 weeks, the bees of the hive who completed the mindfulness meditation training reported less symptoms of depression, anxiety, and pain than the non-meditators did. These first steps towards a domestication of the honeybees' brains could be breaking ground to solve the accelerating population decline in bee colonies. It might become unnecessary to lower the environmental stress factors resulting from human industries. Instead, the solution could be to make domesticated honeybees adapt to stress factors by introducing them to mindful meditation practice.
The witness call roll has been made. The witness Ecem is present, and it's time for hearing her. What keeps you awake at night?
This discrepancy between the abstract and the reality, between the produced knowledge and the situation. Quote, that distinction between discovery and invention, or between the fact and theory, will, however, immediately prove to be exceedingly artificial, unquote.
The witnesses have announced that they are not going to make any more defense. The court decided to postpone hearing their defenses. The necessary decision has been given at all.
Silence.
Bertolt Brecht, Caucasian Chalk Circle, Act 5.
Sizi itler. Ve aleyküm selam itler. Nasılsınız bakalım? İt dünyası nasıl? İt kokuyor mu? Ha? Yalayacak çizme bulabildiniz değil mi? Birbirinizi gırtlaklayıp gebertiyor musunuz yine ha? İt oğlu itler. Ha. Yasalar karşısında boynumuz kıldan ince. Yasalar yalnızca onları anlamayanları ve zorunluluk yüzünden uyamayanları sömürmek için yapılmıştır. Ve her kim ki sömürülmek ister, yasalara milimi milimine uymalıdır. Demek yargıçlarımızın rüşvet aldığını söylemek istiyorsunuz. Demek yargıçlarımızın rüşvet aldığını söylemek istiyorsunuz. Tam tersine efendim. Tam tersine. Yargıçlarımız rüşvet almazlar. Onlara doğruyu söyletecek parayı kim bulabilir?
Visible. To look. To be looked at. Glaring. Gazing. The represented. The observed, absurd apparition. The portrait, the portrayed projection. Love, not the woman herself. Love, not the woman herself. Manifested statue. Elevated on a pedestal. Idealized, idolized spectacle, exposed, calling our attention, on show, exhibited, tantalizing, teasing, love. Love, not the woman herself. The form denies the subject by distancing, confirming the object. Faces into masks, a temporary state of makeup. The two-faced embodies virtue and sensuality. The displacement onto her body of two images. Desire and fear. Love, not the woman herself. Love, not the woman herself. The lover's dream and the nightmare. To seduce, maybe. A Trojan horse? My siren. A Medusa? Love, not the woman herself. Love, not the woman herself. Guilt created modesty. Menacing design futures. Psychological makeup to appear forever and ever younger and prettier. Love, the woman herself. Beauty and the bewitching gaze, stripped of all sense of shame. Our eyes, our mirrors, back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth. One.
Silence. This message elevator sends messages. The message elevator is just a tool. The sender must pull the message elevator to record a message. The receiver must pull the message elevator to hear a message. The recorded message has to be received. New message can be recorded only after previous message. The message elevator can ask for attention.
Is this human device which transmits a message in time and space a machine?
A machine may be defined as a system of interruptions or breaks. These breaks should in no way be considered as a separation from reality. Rather, they operate along lines that vary according to whatever aspect of them we are considering. Every machine, in the first place, is related to a continual material flow that it cuts into. It functions like a ham slicing machine, removing portions from the associative flow, unquote.
If the message elevator is slicing and removing portions from the flow of communication between two entities, then who is responsible for how the message elevator works? Is it the sender, or the messenger, or the receiver, or the maker of the messenger?
Quote, rational use of a product. Section 2, misuse of a product. Definition 3, unreasonable misuse means A, a reasonably prudent person would not have used the products in the same or similar manner or circumstance. Or B, the product was used for a purpose or in a manner that was not reasonably foreseeable by the seller against whom liability is asserted. Unquote.
In the case of message elevator, how can we testify whether or not the sender or receiver have reasonably used the messenger? Can the sender refuse to take responsibility simply by letting off her message go? Does the receiver have the responsibility to act on the received message?
When two countries are in war, don't kill the messenger. 2,500 years ago in China, during the spring and autumn period, rulers of the various states relied on their 行人 or messengers. These 行人 were usually officials or ambassadors or 使 who carried out more and more of the duties of the ruler outside his state. They were highly respected mediators, untouchable by any state.
Since all machines are breaks and interruptions, are all outputs outdated? By the time a message is received, is it always time barred?
One cannot pursue only some links, the moral, legal, and symbolic ones, and stop as soon as there is some physical relation interspersed in between the others. That would render any social inquiry impossible. How long can a social connection be followed without objects taking the relay? A minute? An hour? A microsecond? And for how long will this relay be visible? A minute? An hour? A microsecond? Could this be a design defect?
Quote, Rational Use of a Product Act. Section 3, Misuse and Product Liability Action. Definition, a design defect. A misused product may be considered defective in design when the reasonably foreseeable risks of harm related to a reasonable misuse of the product could have been significantly avoided or reduced by the adoption of an alternative design. Unquote.
So, I'm thinking, when you're using a device to pass a private message, for example with your phone or Facebook, but also a letter or a messenger or an owl, can you still claim that it's a private message?
I guess in the old days, when you used an owl or a messenger, the messenger knew, so that doesn't make the message public, like private anymore, so it becomes public. And nowadays, we use things like Facebook, WhatsApp, or even your phone carrier. Even if no person actually reads your messages are used as data. So I guess that might make all private messages public if you use a device.
Yeah, so in a sense, the old technology doesn't really change from the new technology. So there's always still a human device in between.
Well, not all the messages need to be sent. There are many stories in China in which a girl who desperately in love with a boy, and he writes a lot of letters for him but never sent them out. The message of love is never delivered. Once profound love is found, it is never spoken of.
Objects too have agency. The wind is a messenger. The river is a messenger.
Tools are intrinsic to social relationships. An individual relates himself in action to his society through the use of tools that he actively masters, or by which he is passively acted upon. To the degree that he masters his tools, he can invest the world with his meaning. To the degree he is mastered by his tools, the shape of the tool determines his own self-image.
While some actions instigate the invention of new devices, some new devices introduce new actions.
All devices, please take your places. Everywhere it is machines, real one, not figurative one. Machines driving other machines, machines being driven by other machines, with all the necessary coupling and connections. An organ machine is plugged into energy source machine. The one produces a flow that other interrupts. The breast is a machine that produces milk, and a mouth a machine couple of it. Man successfully plugged on organs machine into an energy machine. A tree into its body, a bread into his mouth, the sun into his asshole, the eternal constants of the machines of the universe.
In this circular production line, all parts are plugged into each other. There's a constant circulation, yet nothing is produced.
I fall asleep just standing like that. The paper before my eyes faced yellow. With a steel pen, I chisel on its uneven black, full of working words, workshop, assembly line, machine, work hard, overtime, waited. They have trained me to become docile, don't know how to shout or rebel, how to complain or denounce, only how to silently suffer exhaustion. When I first set foot in this place, I hoped only for the clay pay slip on the 10th of each month, to grant me some belated solace. For this, I had to grin away my concern, grin away my words, refuse to skip work, refuse sick leave, refuse leave for private reasons, refuse to be late, refuse to leave early. By the assembly line, I stood straight like iron, hand like flint. How many days, how many nights did I, just like that, standing, fall asleep?
There's a story. There are 4 monkeys on a tree. See a lake with a big moon on the surface. Together, they try to get it out. Swing from a tree. One monkey holds the tail of another monkey. And another monkey does the same, and so on. Together, they form a line until they reach the surface of the water. Once they reach the water, the moon is gone.
Bertolt Brecht. The measures taken, Act 5.
Dürüst olan adalete yardım etmek için kiminle oturmaz? Hangi ilaç ölmek üzere olan hastaya tatsız gelir? Alçaklığı yok etmek için hangi alçaklığı yapmadın? Sonunda dünyayı değiştirebilseydin kendine ne yararın olurdu? Kimsin sen? Kim? Kim? Kimsin sen? Who are you? Çık temizlenmiş odadan. Leş gibi kokuyorsun. Artık hüküm verenler değil, öğrenenler olmalısınız.
Purifying, unifying, urban rappers, raw appeal.
France proclame résolument son attachement aux droits de l'homme et aux principes de la souveraineté nationale, tels qu'ils ont été définis par la Déclaration de 1789, confirmée et complétée par la préambule de la Constitution de 1946, ainsi qu'aux droits et devoirs définis dans la Charte de l'environnement de 2004. En vertu de ces principes et de celui de la libre détermination des peuples, la République offre au territoire d'outre-mer qui manifeste la volonté d'y adhérer des institutions nouvelles fondées sur l'idéal commun de liberté, d'égalité et de la fraternité et conçues en vue de leur évolution démocratique. La France est une république indivisible, laïque, démocratique et sociale. Elle assure l'égalité devant la loi de tous les citoyens sans distinction d'origine, de race ou de religion. Elle respecte toutes les croyances, son organisation est décentralisée. La loi favorise l'égal accès des femmes et des hommes aux mandats électoraux et fonctions électives, ainsi qu'aux responsabilités professionnelles et sociales. Austria.
Austria.
Silence!
Austria. General.
Artikel 7. Alle Staatsbürger sind von dem Gesetz her gleich. Vor Rechte der Geburt, des Geschlechts, des Standes, der Klasse und des Bekenntnisses sind ausgeschlossen. Niemand darf wegen seiner Behinderung benachteiligt werden. Die Republik, Länder und Gemeinden bekennt sich dazu, die Gleichbehandlung von behinderten und nicht behinderten Menschen in allen Bereichen des täglichen Lebens zu gewährleisten. Bund, Länder und Gemeinden bekennen sich zur tatsächlichen Gleichstellung von Mann und Frau. Maßnahmen zur Förderung der faktischen Gleichstellung von Frauen und Männern, insbesondere durch Beseitigung tatsächlich bestehender Ungleichheiten, sind zulässig. Amtsbezeichnungen können in einer Form verwendet werden, die das Geschlecht des Amtsinhabers oder der Amtsinhaberin zum Ausdruck bringt. Gleiches gilt für Titel, akademische Grade und Berufsbezeichnungen. Greece.
Silence!
Μέρος δεύτερο. Ατομικά και κοινωνικά δικαιώματα. Άρθρο 4. Ισότητα των Ελλήνων. Οι Έλληνες είναι ίσοι έναντι του νόμου. Οι Έλληνες και οι Ελληνίδες έχουν ίσα δικαιώματα και υποχρεώσεις. Οι Έλληνες πολίτες είναι ίσοι όσοι έχουν τα προσόντα που ορίζει ο νόμος. Επιτρέπεται να αφαιρεθεί η ελληνική ηθαγένεια μόνο σε περίπτωση που κάποιος απέκτησε εκούσια την ηθαγένεια ή ανέλαβε ξένη χώρα υπηρεσία του για τα εθνικά συμφέροντα. Μετά τις προϋποθέσεις και διαδικασία που προβλέπουν και ειδικότερους νόμους. Με Έλληνες πολίτες είναι δεκτοί σε όλες τις δημόσιες λειτουργίες, εκτός από εξαιρέσεις που εισάγονται με ειδικούς νόμους. Οι Έλληνες πολίτες συνεισφέρουν χωρίς διακρίσεις στα δημόσια βάρη, ανάλογα με τις νόμους. Κάθε Έλληνας μπορεί να φέρει όπλα και είναι υποχρεωμένος να στέλνει στην άμυνα της πατρίδας με ορισμούς των νόμων. Τίτλοι ευγενίας, οι διακρίσεις ούτε απομένονται ούτε να αναγνωρίζονται στους Έλληνες πολίτες. Ερμηνευτική δήλωση. Η δήλωση παραγράφου 6 να προβλέπονται με νόμο υποχρεωτική προσφορά άλλων υπηρεσιών εντός ή εκτός ένοδων δυνάμεων. Εναλλακτική θητεία. Τεκμηριώσει συνείδηση για την εκτέλεση ένοπλης γενικής ιδιωτικής υπηρεσίας. USA.
Silence.
Amendment 14. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within this jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. Amendment 15.
Silence!
The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude.
Silence!
Action! China!
Silence.
General rights of equality. General rights of equality.
Silence.
Go to Turkey.
Silence.
Çalışma ile ilgili hükümler. Madde 49. Çalışma herkesin hakkı ve ödevidir. Devlet çalışanların hayat seviyesini yükseltmek, çalışma hayatını geliştirmek için çalışanları ve işsizleri korumak, çalışmayı desteklemek, işsizliği önlemeye elverişli ekonomik bir ortam yaratmak ve çalışma barışını sağlamak için gerekli tedbirleri alır. Üçüncü fıkra. China.
第二章，42条。中华人民共和国的公民有劳动的权利和义务，国家通过各种途径创造劳动就业条件，加强劳动保护，改善劳动条件，并在发展生产的基础上提高劳动报酬还有福利待遇。Culture, identity and language. Trial in native language of accused Mexico.
Mexico.
Silence.
Título 1, capítulo 1, artículo 2 A. Conforme al artículo 4 de la Ley General de Derechos Lingüísticos de los Pueblos Indígenas, publicado el 15 de marzo del 2003, las lenguas indígenas y el español han sido declaradas lenguas nacionales por su carácter histórico, por lo que cuentan con la misma validez que en todo el territorio mexicano. En el capítulo segundo, en el artículo 9, se habla sobre el derecho a comunicarse en lenguas indígenas, sin restricciones, en el ámbito público-privado, en forma oral o escrita, en cualquier otra actividad, así como la responsabilidad del Estado de garantizar el derecho de los pueblos y las comunidades, el acceso a la jurisdicción del Estado de la lengua indígena nacional, de que sean hablantes para garantizar ese derecho. Todos los juicios y procedimientos en que sean parte individual o colectivamente se deberán tomar en cuenta sus costumbres y especificidades culturales, respetando los preceptos de la Constitución Política de los Estados Unidos Mexicanos, Czech Republic.
Silence.
Hlava 5. Článek 374. Listina základních práv a svobod. Za čtvrté. Ten, kdo ustanoví neznalost jazyka použitého v soudním jednání, má právo získat služby tlumočníka. China.
Silence.
Duties.
不知道第几条。各民族的公民都有用本民族语言文字进行诉讼的权利。人民法院和人民检察院对于不通晓当地通用的语言文字的诉讼参与人，应当为他们做翻译。在少数民族聚居或者多民族共同居住的地区，应当用当地通用的语言进行审理。起诉书、判决书、布告书和其他文书，应当根据当时使用当地的通用的一种还有几种的文字。
Silence on stage. Take the stage. Make your rules. You are the law. Find your voice. Law is a body. Pull that law. Get out of your body.
Move in a ball.
Move in a ball.
Move in a ball. Shake your tongue with fresh make law. Law is a body. Pull that law. Law is a body. Pull that law.
Instant law.
Constant fall.
Instant law.
Constant fall. Law is a body. Law in that law.
Law is a body. Pull that law. Law is a body. Pull that law.
Law is a body. Pull that law. Law is a body. Pull that law. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Law is a body. Pull that law. Law is a body. Pull that law. Law is a body. Pull that law.
Bertolt Brecht, Three Penny Opera, Act 9, and Caucasian Chalk Circle, Act 4.
Liman bahçelerinin kokusu da geliyor. Temiz havada adalet daha güzel bulur yerini. Rüzgar etekleri havalandırdı mı? Ne var ne yok çıkar ortaya.
Attention. This is an ongoing autonomous text which might or might not have infinite variations on its way to the truth. If you can find it, we will dissect the animal body to find the truth and rearrange the skin. Maybe not. The hunt for truth. Questions. Where do the human curiosity and the passion to turn the world into knowledge comes from? Why preserve the truth?
Why not?
Preserve the knowledge. Behold the knowledge.
Why not?
Why preserve the patches of nature? Is stuffing a method of preserving or not? We are creating an animal that is not imagined. The humanly arrogance is able. Father, Father, where are thou? The great Beyaz Father, the great hunter, the artist, the scientist. Stuff me inside my fur, the naturalist.
What is taxidermy?
Taxis for arrangement and derma for skin. The arrangement of the skin that does not belong to me. Carl Linnaeus, the great father of scientific classification, the modern system of naming organisms, taxonomies of the other, naturalists. Carolus Linnaeus is the writer of Systema Naturae, the system of nature, 282 years before the correction device I rather love. The disciplinary of the knowledge.
Classify our lives according to the hierarchical system.
The marginalization of animals flows into marginalization of classes. Action 1. The taxidermist divides the body into fragments with the tip of the wand. Front, back, right, left, separation. Practical, political mystery of separation. Nature, culture, private, public, body, mind, profane, sacred, civilized, savage, female, male, animal, man.
It is the art of skinning, emptying the body and refilling it with the man-made and mounting the skin. Let's open a window onto knowledge. A realistic look is what is desired, capturing the moment of the animality, bestiality, animality, bestiality, animality. Is the gorilla almost a man?
Action 2. The taxidermist examines the body. Always wear latex gloves. Do not touch the body. Classification of the body. Preparation requires scientific measurement. 2, 3, 9 centimeters, many inches. How do we measure the distance to the animal?
Hem ontolojik hem politik bir düzey. But these earthworms are also those of fantasy.
Action 3. Skinning. Anatomist parts down the fur by the help of a wire brush and starts cutting along this line. Observe the animal in motion. You must follow certain anatomical truths to trick the human eye.
Staging the nature. The animals in dioramas have transcended mortal life and hold their pose forever. Literal representation. Only then could the essence of their life be present. Taxidermy fulfills the fatal desire to represent, to be whole. It is a politics of reproduction.
Action 4. Remove all remaining flesh and turn the ears inside out.
Shape and reshape and shape and reshape and form and theme and form and deform and form and form.
Mounting. The taxidermist places the skin over the form, massages the skin on the legs and arms into a natural position.
Nature is a mystery and a resource, a critical union in the history of civilization. The whole idea of nature as something separate from human experience is a lie. Nature is constantly reinvented by humans as a series of artificial constructs.
The body, it has long been cut into pieces, split and studied in segments. Everything that is severed needs mending.
Action 6. The taxidermist starts to stitch an external organ, unidentified. The apprentices help. The naturalists get closer to draw close-ups of the animal. They divide the body into segments, draw cross-sections, and give numbers. Make sure the skin falls naturally and brush out the hair.
The animal came to life again, this time immortal. Once domination is complete, conservation is urgent. But perhaps preservation comes too late. A literal science dedicated to the prevention of decadence, of biological decay. History will be recomposed to tell a tale of the commerce of power and knowledge in white and male supremacist monopoly capitalism, fondly named teddy bear patriarchy.
The hominis natura. Homo sapiens is neither a clearly defined species nor a substance. It is rather a machine or device for producing the recognition of the human. Dasein is simply an animal that has learned to become bored.
Georgia, George. Who was Lonesome George? Ecce animo. Behold the animal. Behold the man as animal. Animal. What a word. L'animal autobiographique.
Who was Lonesome George?
What does it mean to be moved for safety?
Fit
Hands off.
in.
In.
What does it mean to be named?
Me.
I am what I am.
Me.
I am not your pet.
He lives with scientists 40 years. 40 years. Scientists search the world for a female Philodoinus abigons.
What does it mean to be the last one? Am I the winner or the loser?
Only one.
Cruel fate.
Only one.
What does it mean to be extinct?
Exactly.
He sleeps, eats greens and cactus, and wanders around while the scientists search. He becomes the icon for the Galapagos and for conservation.
Media. 8
months ago, scientists introduced 2 lady tortoises, a different subspecies. Over 3 years, only twice pairs. Never heard of them. 8 months and 29 days before today, he dies. Heart failure. A natural death for him.
What does it mean to die a natural death?
Stick a fork in me, I am
Unnatural
done.
nature. Unnatural nature.
Frozen and shipped to New York, American Museum of Natural History.
Truth,
knowledge,
vision.
Artist taxidermist George Dante found. Preserve this specimen, Chilodoinus abigdoni.
What does it mean to be a specimen?
Put me
Stuck
in a
in a
list.
jar.
Put me in
Start
a list.
yourself.
Put me in a list.
Lonesome George is resurrected as taxidermy. 2 years to complete the work. Exhibited 4 months. Famous tortoise, the famous museum.
Truth, knowledge, vision.
And tales and fable and hope, belief, magic, secret, relationship, companionship, friendship surrounds me.
1 year, 1 month ago, specimen Chilodoinus abigdoni is returned to Galapagos Charles Darwin Research Station. In the exhibit program, still hold Lonesome George.
Whatever happens to this single animal, let him always remind us that the fate of all living things on earth is in human hands.
Flesh and signifier, bodies and words, stories and worlds. These are joined in nature cultures.
What does it mean to hold the fate of all living things?
Dava gereği görüldü. Device is closed.
Now join us for drinks and upstairs.